Here is the first bulb I popped. See an obvious burn mark there and discoloring on the glass where the arc was. Melted solder on the base where the wire came detached. And then it's difficult to see in there because this arced over at the very base of the filament supports and burned through the bottom of the bulb. So there's not a whole lot of visible damage inside. The first parallel pair of Christmas tree bulbs here. This bulb didn't really do anything, however its partner got hot enough to melt all the way out of its little plastic socket. So I'll have to see if this other intact bulb will do anything more, but I doubt it. It seemed pretty well dead. With the other pair of parallel Christmas tree bulbs, again, one of them seemed to suffer minimal or almost no damage, while its partner arced over severely. Inside of the bulb's all stained and blackened. It's held on by this little melted and resolidified bit of plastic here. And the socket itself actually arced inside and jetted out some flames. So that's cooked. The bulbs that were intact when I applied the MOT did not do much interesting things at all. In fact, you can see this one clearly has no more filament, but it seemed to go to dead short once the MOT was applied and the filament was gone. So I'll have to stick to blowing these with the high current DC rig and then applying the MOT to get them to really flare up. Next, we have the two strips from the soda cans. These are quite well scorched at the ends where the arc happened, and also they're much shorter. They originally were maybe that long from there to there, and most of them have been either vaporized or melted and dripped onto the driveway. Next, we have the can, the complete can of generic Diet Cola, and quite a bit of arcing happened off camera. Actually, almost caused some damage to the MOT. It was way hotter than it should have been, though it wasn't smoking yet. But that is what happened with several minutes of arcing to this can. It's full of holes, a lot of that is oxide and not metal anymore, and it's all, even the end there, is all scorched. Here we have the candle bulbs that I also cooked up. These weren't fried today, but might as well do a video on the aftermath. This one, filament support, almost melted in half, little bits and stuff rolling around in there, and this rather artistic streaking and soot on the inside of the envelope. Over on the back, there's the little hole where I think that might go all the way through to the inside. The other bulb, though similar, almost melted the filament support in half. More streaking, but only on the upper side, and at the back, damage from where the wire desoldered and arced. Third candle bulb, the one that did not arc inside, but just arced at the base here. Base is kind of burnt looking, but I think this one might be ready for another go. And finally, the last but unintentional victim was the channel tag sign thing. This got quite beat up over this week. We have salt water, last dribbles of cola from the can, which seem to not come out when you want to drink it, but dribble out once the can's inverted. Up here, got a bunch of burns from where melting bits of can dripped onto him. And then over at this corner especially, doesn't look sooty, but it smells like smoke from all of the pops.